Hi there. It's Spirit Message Monday, and I'm in my bedroom, sort of snuggled up next to my dog, who's pleasantly passed out. And yeah, I'll just see what Spirit has to say today. I was feeling called to share a quote from a book that I'm reading called Broken Open: How Difficult Times Can Help Us Grow by Elizabeth Lesser. She's a really great author. If you're interested in any books on transformations and just life stories, she's really great, easy to read, and very interesting stories. So anyways, I was reading this last night, and there's one quote here that, well, there's lots that struck me, but this one in particular: when you tire of your own constriction and you open, come what may, to the flow of life, you and your soul become one, and you feel a river moving in you, a joy. Yeah. Whew. And if we don't listen to the voice of the soul, it sings a stranger tune. If we don't go looking for what lies beneath the surface of our lives, the soul comes looking for us. So for me, this soul's calling, the soul's longing to do the kind of work that I do, it came knocking pretty hard on my door. I mean, I'm writing about this right now, so it's kind of all sort of fresh in my mind. But basically, if I look back on my life from when I was little and learning new things and automatically being generally good at some things or interested in some things and leaving other things aside, it's sort of not that surprising that I work with the body, that I work with spirituality, but not in a religious sense per se, but energy. It all sort of lines up with where I've been and what I've been interested in and how I've landed in this place. But that soul's longing to do this work that I do, to be a conduit for spirit and for in honor of healing and balance. That door was knocked on quite heavily, and it was really scary. Like I will, at any time honestly tell people that I would never wish that upon anyone. I would never wish, fearful or seriously uncomfortable times upon anyone, but it happened to me, and because of that I grew, and because of that I learned, and because of that I'm here now doing what I'm doing. So I'm super grateful for it, but gosh, in the moment, just like so hard. So that was definitely a big lesson for me in knowing that when times are challenging, and it's, first of all, it's not always going to be that way, and second of all, things are kind of chaotic, shuffling around, probably for some reason, or there's something that's not in alignment that needs some shifting. There's always something going on that's not serving me anymore. So last Spirit Message Monday, I think I was talking about how tired I was and lots of life stuff going on, and so that's still kind of like in my face a bit. I've been away every weekend in June almost, and so the weekdays are also full, and packing and prepping food, and I don't know, I'm coming to this place of feeling still overwhelmed, a little bit of anxiety showing up because the last day of school is Thursday, which means that my son, who is 7, is going to be with me all day every day for the rest of the summer, which can be super fun and will be really great. We've got some good plans. That being said, I don't have my typical sort of like chunk of time to get stuff done, or to have solo time, or to work on myself with healing and I hate that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So there's, I've created some of this anxiety because every summer things come, the summer begins and it's just fun and there's time for everything, and I don't know, it just always fits in. It just flows like a river. And right now I just feel like I'm already paddling upstream even though it's not even summer yet, so that does not make a lot of sense. However, I am recognizing, like I said last week, that I'm looking for some peacefulness. I'm looking for some rest and like downtime and like time to clear space, clear my mind. I even feel like it's coming into my house too, like cleaning the house, cleaning stuff out, get the clutter gone, or at least changing it. It feels like there's just too much going on right now. So I'm doing what I can, and this week will go by pretty quick, and then we're off again on another little adventure, which I'm super grateful for. I'm very fortunate. My whole family's getting together in Pemberton, which will be really lovely to see everyone. So, kaya. So I've been having some tingling kind of happening in the left side of my head and skull here. I don't know, just today, on and off. But what's interesting is that when spirit comes through me, there's certain patterns that I've asked about and have learned about. So when the right side of my head tingles, that usually means there's a spirit here that wants to talk to me or talk to my client, or it's like a pretty strong, it's like a doorbell. Ding dong, we're here, we want to do something or say something. But this time it's on this side, and so I'm asking my intuition, like, is that a spirit here to offer me something? And they're like, nope. So it's different. It's something else to learn. It's something new that hasn't showed up in that way before. And so when I'm pausing with this in mind, there's a bit of a constriction in my heart right now, even pausing. Feeling like the stress of the work that I've been, and by work I mean just life, like things that I've been taking on willingly that have culminated to be like a little bit too much, or I'm not taking the balance, I'm not choosing the balance of having time off within the day. And the left brain being a little tingly is interesting because my right shoulder is quite sore. Has been on and off for quite a few years, but right now it's definitely just tight and holding. And that quote that I read earlier about the constriction. I don't know if I can find it again. Here we go. When you tire of your own constriction and you open, come what may, to the flow of life, you and your soul become one, and you feel a river moving in you, a joy. And so I feel like I'm kind of getting tired of my own constriction. Holding, like... And for me, left brain is, like, physiologically speaking, left brain is the side of our brains that like to problem solve and figure things out logically and rationally and control our lives in ways that are, beneficial for us and efficient and whatnot. And I find that for a long time in my life, that was the dominant side of my brain, and the creative side on the right, like the parts of me that likes to dance and take photos and make things, create, even baking, whatever it is that is a little bit more loose and fluid, I guess. That side has taken a sort of a downside for most of my life, and and so part of the finding balance for me within my life, and then also what comes in through the sessions that I offer with people, is this life balance. And so it's quite obvious to me, and they're like, it's super obvious, that I've created the situation where I'm not in balance, I'm out of balance, and my body is trying to like constrict or like hold myself so I can continue in the way that I am trying to move forward. That's not always the best way. And they're saying, nope, not the best way. Kaita. And so even just sitting here, I'm just like, okay, well, what can I do differently? What can I choose differently? What can I release or let go of that constriction so that I can release into the surrendering to the flow of life instead of trying to constrict or control what happens. And there's like a sense that I don't have to pack and prepare everything that we're gonna need just in case on these trips that we've been doing. I've been packing really well. I'm pretty proud of my Tetrising and fitting everything in, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of brain power and a lot of time. And then there's not a lot of time left for me to just sit still. So, I don't know if you can hear it's in the background, but my son is in the other room. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's making little explosion noises with his mouth. It's awesome. And that's another piece of balance, is like play versus working and doing. So I'm feeling uncomfortable still. And I know that I'm uncomfortable, and I know that I have to make different choices. And this is what it's like to be human. Isn't it? So interesting. We know what's good for us, and we don't always pick that way. And it's fine. But I do recognize that if I were to choose whatever's going on now for a long time, I would probably be really sore. I'd probably have some sort of like body illness that would really like become some sort of crutch, because what is happening now is not fully sustainable for a long time. Yeah. So, and look at this peaceful dog who's like jittering a bit as she's dreaming, probably about chasing a bunny or something. And I'm thinking a nap sounds pretty good right now. So I will just check in with spirit and see if there's anything else that needs to come through. This seemed like more of a D-talk, not a spirit talk, but I'm just getting the image that, or the words that, just like in like a rope being squeezed, like in letting go of that rope, that image of like trying to control and constrict something, and letting go and letting that rope either dangle, like hang freely, because it's just going to stay there, you don't have to hold it. And also this, not even just an opening of the heart space door, like not even just like an opening there, it's like a sense of being, and living as your heart space, like instead of living upstairs in your head all the time and just like going through life thinking and like making decisions from your brain. It's like, again, bringing this down to your heart space. What would it be like to make decisions from your intuitive place, or from your heart space, or from your soul's longing? So I've got this idea, and they just said, sure, run with it. It's like, okay, so right now I probably have like, I don't know, an hour until we usually eat. I need to make dinner. My husband will be home in the next 45 minutes. And, and so knowing these logistical details, what can I do to live between right now and as I move in through making dinner and sitting down to eat dinner with my family? How can I do that while being connected to and like moving through this time through my heart space? So I feel like I can see myself lying down here beside my dog, I think it's one of her favorite things when I like nap with her. I don't feel like I'm gonna sleep, but I feel like just closing my eyes and like surrendering to the support of my bed will be really helpful. Like catnap kind of idea. And not very long. It doesn't need to be very long. And then I see myself getting up and walking slowly into the main space and into the kitchen. And like I see grace and slowness. Like normally I'm like, okay, get this done fast and then get that done fast, and it's all about efficiency and I can do it all and like blah 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 blah. And I've definitely lived this where it's like, take a step back, Dee. Tone it down. It's totally fine. And then I do things really slowly and mindfully and gracefully. I don't break anything. And everything still gets done. It's amazing. So I see myself gracefully and slowly walking from my bedroom into the kitchen, putting dishes away that are in the sink right now, getting some things out for dinner. I have like a very minor concept in my mind, and I'm sure Spirit will fill in the rest of what we can eat. I see like less constriction in my shoulders, like a hanging, a dropping, instead of that squeezing the rope. It's just letting it dangle, letting my body dangle and stand on its own. Having a sense of ease. Yeah, as I go through and mindfully make dinner. It's like meditation and movement. It's what it looks like and feels like within my mind's eye right now. Okay, I'm going to try that. And see how it goes. If you're also feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the end of June and the coming of summer and things just piling up a little bit, give that a try as well, if it feels right, to sort of like look at what you have to do in the next number of hours and see how can you do that differently. How can you like how can you bring some grace and some ease into what is coming. Because I know I would probably rather eat food that has been made with ease and love and grace instead of food that has been made while being stressed out and worrying about other details. Because the energy of food is pretty important. Okay, anything else? Okay. Well, that's it for Spirit Message Monday. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay.